Hello, Nui Kako, Lily Makaila, planner with DHHL's planning office. This video is going to be covering all of DHHL's land holdings in the Kohala Moku. You can see this map here. It shows all of DHHL's land holdings across all of Hawaii Island. Hope that you folks watch the overview video, which covers in detail the project to update the island plan, what the island plan is, why we're updating it, and how you can participate. This is going to be specifically looking at the maps for tracts in Kohala Moku, including Kauai, Upolu, Pauahi, Keoniki, Lalamilo, and Pukapu. So we'd like to hear your feedback. I'm going to be showing you two concept maps for your consideration. The first one is what the existing land use designation is. So based on the 2002 Hawaii Island Plan, what is the current, land use designation for these lands? And then the second map is going to be showing you our proposed update. Firstly, looking at Kauai High, so you can see there's over 7,400 acres that is in general agriculture. So the non-homesteading use, that land use category was done away with in the update to the 2022 general plan update. So we need to redesignate all of those Mauka lands. The red is commercial lands, the purple is industrial lands, the blue is community use, and the yellow is residential homesteading. So the proposed update, there's a lot going on here, and I'd like to start all the way at the most Mauka lands. So where you see inset map A, and then the kind of all of those lands above Kohala Mountain Road, that kind of more military green color or kind of more pale green color, that is identifying pastoral homesteading. So that area is currently, was previously general agriculture. It has been leased for pastoral use for over 100 years. But that area is, good area for pastoral homesteading. So we're suggesting, that about 155 acres be pastoral homesteading. You can see the 295 acres, about 300 acres of hatched area. There's one existing pastoral homesteader. They have a 99-year homestead lease for 300 acres in that upper quadrant. That's the only pastoral use in Kauai High currently for pastoral homesteading. The other pastoral uses are kind of more short-term. It's not a 99-year homestead lease. Now, let's go to the center area. So all of this brown area, this area, there's not as much rainfall, there's limited access, it's very steep, so it would be a challenge for homesteading use. It's currently being utilized for pastoral use. That's where Palekoki Ranch is located. And so we're suggesting that, that area, about 4,800 acres remain in non-homesteading use, and that it be kind of changed from general agriculture over to stewardship. There's 273 acres in this top corner. You can see it's striped green. So this is Makai of Kohala Mountain Road. It's in a not as steep area. It's adjacent to the Kohala Ranch estates, the gated community access off of Kohala Mountain Road. So it's about 273 acres. And when our consultants looked at kind of the spatial analysis of that area, the soil quality is really good. It also gets a higher amount of rainfall. That area could be suitable for subsistence agriculture or supplemental agriculture. Subsistence agriculture means 1 to 3 acre parcels. You can build a hale there, but you don't have to. You must cultivate on the property, but there's no metric for how many acres, what percentage of the lot has to be cultivated. Doesn't need a farm or business plan in order to accept that award. Supplemental agriculture is larger lots, so over 3 acres up to 40 acre parcels. You must prepare a farm or business plan. You must cultivate at least 2/3 of that parcel. in order to be in compliance with your lease. So something to consider, about 273 acres in total. Should it all be subsistence? Should it be a mix of subsistence and supplemental? You know, what would you like to see for agricultural opportunities in that area? Now, moving more Mackay, the yellow areas are pretty consistent. That's all residential, and it's pretty similar to what was being suggested in the previous land use designations. There's about 168 acres that's striped brown or yellow, and what that means is, you know, it's not as steep as the higher area. It's pretty close to the existing Kailapa homestead. That could be put into residential use, or it could be maintained in under stewardship. So you can weigh in of how much residential homesteading you'd like to see in this area. As far as the full build out of the residential homesteading, it's really important to note that there's a lot of challenges with water in this area. And so the department really needs to invest in addressing the water issues for our homesteaders in this area before moving forward with residential development. That being said, you know, this is suitable space for residential development. So that's where we'd like to kind of get input on, you know, how much residential development would you like to see? Now, for the area Mackay in the inset map B, let's start to the far left. So that's Mackay of Kailapa Homestead. There are two sections. There's like a 15-acre section and a 5-acre section, and it's relatively flat. Those areas could handle some development, maybe a parking lot and a pavilion, or you know, a restroom, or you know, a small type of commercial or retail space. And that's just, you know, kind of putting that out there. It might be suitable for that type of development. Do you want to see that type of development in that area, or should all of that area be designated for community use and then have a community association or organization take over kind of the long-term care management for it? You can see the big swaths of red next to that in inset map B. Those are for commercial. You can see the green area, that is conservation. So that's along the floodways. This yellow strip, that's Mackay of Okonipule Highway. That's where the existing Mackay homestead development is. And then the striped area here, that shows we could expand the industrial uses there a little bit more Mauka, or it might be a good area because of the amount of sun that it receives for renewable energy. So that's something to contemplate. Another error that we had corrected, there's actually 3 residential lots that are located over here in kind of Mauka of the harbor. And so they're colored in as purple, but we'll need to change those and identify those in yellow as residential homestead lots. And then there's also, you know, a big floodway over here. And so we need to identify that land and call that out for conservation as well. Next section is Upolu. It's about 37 acres near Upolu Point, where the old Coast Guard station is, previously designated for special district. Our proposed designation is consistent with that. You can see this hatch marking shows the tsunami evacuation area, and so we're not contemplating any type of homesteading use over there. Next is Pauahi. This is a large section off of Kauai High Road. So in Waimea Town, kind of up Mauka lands. All of it was previously identified for pastoral homesteading. And then there's a small 1-acre parcel that looks like it's a part of the DHHL inventory but wasn't designated. Most of this property is all already captured in 99-year homesteading leases for pastoral use. So that's going to remain the same. We do need to look into this 1-acre sliver of land and see if that might be suitable for, should it be part of pastoral use or should it be contemplated for another use? Kioniki, this is kind of Mauka of Waiaka. So you can see Kauai High Road here where it turns into Kohala Mountain Road and then Kauai High Access Road. So these are lands Mauka of that, previously all identified for pastoral use. Most of this area You can see the hatched area is pastoral use. The striped area, though, this is under critical habitat. So we may want to take that out of pastoral homesteading since there's not an existing lease there for that striped area. Maybe we want to put that into conservation. That's what the dark green striping is. The rest of the light green striping, that's all for pastoral homesteading. This is for Lalamilo. This is along Kauai High Road. Yellow is for residential, blue is for community spaces, purple is industrial, and red is for commercial. Our proposed use pretty much follows that. Other than that, it doesn't contemplate commercial over here because that area is all kind of designed out for residential homesteading. The hatched area covers, phase 1 and 2 of the residential development that's planned there. There's some community spaces and buffer spaces because of the dump and the HECO substation that's located over here. The dark green is conservation areas, and then this dark blue is special district because of the kind of floodways and steep areas over there. Okay, next is Pu'ukapu. So this is from the 2002 Island Plan Update. Most of that area is pastoral. You can see there's about 200 acres that's identified for special district. There's a pu'u on that parcel that had creeping nene, endangered native plant back there. The orange area is supplemental agriculture lots. This light green section here is general agriculture. There's also general agriculture in the Mauka areas. Dark green is conservation. And then the rest of it is all the hash marks is pastoral uses. There's a few areas for community uses as well. And then a small section for residential homesteading, about 115 acres. So all of the hatched area is everything that already has kind of a lease on it. And so we're not suggesting changing that. For that 200-acre parcel that was special district, there's an area where the pool is, that should actually probably stay in special district, but that's not the whole of the parcel. There is some other area, maybe that should be utilized for pastoral homesteading, or maybe it should be utilized for stewardship, or should the whole thing remain under special district? That's something you folks can weigh in on. In these Mauka areas, like in Inset Map A, that was previously, general agriculture for non-homesteading use, but it looks like most of that Mauka area is suitable for pastoral use. So it does increase the total acreage of pastoral lands in the kind of Pu'ukapu area. The dark green is all kind of conservation lands if it's in the forest reserves or it's really high up Mauka with not much access. And then Inset Map B looks at the current location of the DHHL West Hawai'i District Office. So that 2-acre section for community use, that's where the KS area is located. The 7-acre parcel, that's where the West Hawai'i District Office is, and also in the back is the Punana. And so if it's consistent with other island plans, the district offices are usually reflected in red as a commercial use, but it could also be captured as blue community use. So that's something you guys can weigh in on. And in the center, there's a large light blue section. So that parcel that was previously general agriculture, that's the site of the Waimanui Community Development Initiative, the 161-acre parcel that is meant to be a community complex. That's where Kanoka Aina is located, where Coco Clinic is going to be located, and where other community uses are going to be sited. So that's why it was changed to light blue for community use. And that is all of DHHL's lands in Pu'ukapu.